I am still hurting. I'm still in pain from that bombshell that was dropped earlier on today. Rasmus Hojlund out for another 3 weeks, a possible 5 matches, including Fulham, Manchester City, our cup tie against Nottingham Forest, Sheffield United and Everton in the league. Who do we play? We're getting into the chat. What are our options right now? What is going to happen to Manchester United? Makeshift defence, makeshift front line, injuries keep on piling up. And I'm really sorry, Reds. I've got some more bad news for you as well. There is another injury which I've been told about, which hasn't even broke out yet from Manchester United squad. And yes, that has happened in training also. What the hell is going on at Carrington right now at Manchester United? How the hell are we supposed to compete for the Champions League and the FA Cup when we haven't got and cannot get a consistent lineup? I think we've had the same lineup once this season in consecutive games. It is insanely disappointing about Manchester United's injuries. Where is it going wrong? We're getting into that. We're going to start a debate. We're going to talk about United's medical staff. Are we training too hard? Are we not looking after our younger players well enough? And why are we getting all of these muscle injuries? What is going on at Man United and Carrington right now? This is Forever United TV. We are looking ahead to the big game that now is even bigger, because Fulham just got that a little bit harder with the injury news for Man United. That is tomorrow. We're looking ahead to that game. We're getting into some transfer news. Again, some big names being linked with Saudi. More and more sources going deep on the Saudi links with United players right now. Who's going to be bleeding left? We'll get into that. And a possible managerial replacements in the making. Or someone else who is on the list for Ineos if it does go pear-shaped for Ten Hag. Get liking the video, please, everybody, and do subscribe if you are tuning in for the first time. It's all much appreciated. Make sure you drop your comments in, get involved in the live chat, and if you're catching up on watching this either tonight or tomorrow before the game, make sure that you do get your comments in as well. What is going on? What is happening, everybody? Welcome along to the live show. I'm Adam. This is Forever United TV. Like we said, of course, I've just said it, so why would I say it again? I'm just, you know what, I'm just absolutely fed up right now, honestly. I'm trying to be, and you must have seen me trying to be positive about United over these last few weeks. I've knocked back the negativity. I've said, no, it's not that bad. I said, come on, look on the bright side. United are on the roll. We're doing this. We're marching forward. And then, bang, slap, kick in the nuts. And then while you're down, someone just kicks a puddle in your face. Because on top of Rasmus Hojlund tonight, we're hearing also that Jonny Evans is out injured as well. I swear to God, like, seriously, this hasn't broke yet. And we're hearing that that is more injury news that may come out in the embargoed section of the press conference. We don't know, but rumours are circulating that Jonny Evans is out injured as well in training. This is just an absolute catastrophe for Manchester United. Where do we go from here? Like, what the hell is happening to this football team right now? Why are we getting so many injuries? Ten Hag must be pulling, well, he's not pulling his hair out because he's a baldy, isn't he? But let's be looking at it, he must be absolutely banging his head against a brick wall. Or is Ten Hag the problem? Is he the issue? Why is he pushing these players so hard? There is zero excuse for having this many injuries with this less amount of games. Look what we've had since the turn of the year. We've had ample rest time. We've had ample opportunities for warm weather training, recovery, and everything else that comes with it. And we are still getting injury after injury after injury. It can only be the intensity in the training sessions. It can only be Manchester United working and the coaching staff working these players too hard, not giving them enough recovery time. To pull up with muscle injuries in training is unforgivable. When you're at this stage of the season now, when everything counts, every single result matters. We're talking FA Cup and the chase for the Champions League places. Every single game matters. You cannot afford for anyone to be out of the team. You cannot afford for there to be any mishaps. You need your best team going. What happened and who was the decision making at Manchester United? Why were we having no one else available? Why are we sending players out on loan when we're not completely sure about the squad and who is going to be fit and raring to go for this running? It's out of order. I just don't know where the buck lies. There's going to be plenty of passing it and blaming and shouting other people out. A lot of people in the chat already are going in on the medical team at United. Kaz was saying earlier on today, what about the preparation? What about the coaches, the warm-ups, the warm-downs? everything is included in this. It's not just about the medical staff. The medical staff will give their verdicts when players are fit, and you can blame them, and I think we will be blaming them in terms of Manchester United's players this season for injuries. And they are part of the problem why we haven't got anyone to replace these players. You would be saying as a medical member, as a member of the medical team at Manchester United, look, maybe don't send, just my opinion, don't send that player out on loan. We could do with him, just in case this recovery takes a little bit longer for this player. He may need a few games to adjust, and we don't know if anything's going to come and crop back up again. The organisation is what it is. I mean, seriously, what the hell is going on? Rasmus Hojlund, 6-6 in the Premier League. He would have broke records. How is this going to derail his form? Is he going to need recovery time coming back? I mean, when we come back, we might not have that many games to go when he comes back into the team. Like another 5 games he's supposed to be missing now. 4 of them league games. We're going to have, what, 9 games left for him? 9 games left for Rasmus Hojlund when he comes back. It ain't good enough. It's just not. You'd say it's not fair, wouldn't you? You'd just say, look, how bad is our luck? Seriously, how bad is our luck at Manchester United right now with injuries? It's everything. It's like, as soon as we got everyone back, we started losing even bigger players. Honestly, I'm scared about them players walking out on the pitch at the moment for something happening. I really am. I don't know what's coming next, and I don't know how Manchester United are going to cope with this going forward. How Ten Hag is going to manage this squad, how he's going to get these players. I mean, he'll get them ready, but I know deep down he's probably not. He's looking at them players that he's putting out on the pitch now with all these injuries, and he's going to say, look, I don't really trust in these players. I don't. He can't do. You only have to look at what they've done before in this season and let him down. We're only talking this morning about Antony, and then the news broke regarding Rasmus Hojlund. Well, now he's probably going to get his chance. I have got a poll up in the chat for anyone who isn't watching it live right now. I've just put up, with Rasmus missing the next 5 games, what would your preferred front 3 be? Garnacho, Rashford and Antony, Garnacho, Rashford, Ahmad, Garnacho, Rashford, Forson, or does it even matter? That is the other option. Get voting in that chat right now, everybody. Make sure you do give the video a like and subscribe to the channel, guys, if you are watching for the first time. And yeah, I mean, other news, I mean, leading in, I talked about Forson there. I want to get into the injuries in a minute. But I just want to talk about Amari Forson and why this has come about. Reports coming out from quite a few sources, to be honest, are of Amari Forson training and working and assist him in training. Amari Forson in the frame for his first Manchester United start versus Fulham. Training has featured Forson in the front 3, including Marcus Rashford and Alejandro Garnacho. That's from Laurie Whitwell of The Athletic. Erik ten Hag is known to be a big fan of Amari Forson and has been talking about starting him for a period of time. I mean, I watched him in the under-21s last season, and he was one of Man United's best players. He was one of the, let's say, one of the rising stars last season in the under-21s. It was a poor season for the under-21s last term, and you know, he stood out. He was one of the better players, and he took his chance. He got some time in pre-season. Didn't find it easy, but stuck with it, and we're now hearing that Erik ten Hag is going to give him his chance, and he is going to be an option for Manchester United in the starting lineup, not even on the bench. Now, straight away, that shouts out to me, where, and when is Antony ever going to feature for this football club again? If we're now looking at Pellistri going, Sancho leaving in January, Rasmus Hojlund injured, and Forson starting ahead of you, then we've got a problem with Antony. This morning's show pretty much was all about how does Erik ten Hag get the most out of Antony? How do we fit him into this team? Is it even possible to get Antony into Manchester United's team right now? I think we all came to the conclusion in the show earlier on that it is nigh on impossible to get Antony into this team with what is going on. And that was with Rasmus fit. We're now hearing, now Rasmus is injured, that Forson is now favourite to start in the game. I'm all for it. I'm happy with that. But again, what are we going to do with Antony? It's an absolute joke, innit? Like, spending that amount of money and having that player being Ten Hag's player. We're talking about how we fit him in, trying to make this work. We had the discussion before. It was Graham who was coming up saying after 2 years they're probably not going to sell him, which is probably right, because I just don't see Manchester United being able to attract anyone in to buy Antony. And if he's not playing, then he's got absolutely no chance. We've got no chance of attracting attention for Antony. It's surplus to requirements, and it just, whichever way you look at this mess right now, whatever corner you move to, it's just one of disaster after disaster after disaster, and it doesn't look like it's getting any better anytime soon. The only thing we can do is grind out results on the pitch right now, and hopefully the players can come to the fore and actually prove their worth. The ones that are coming in and covering these players who are all getting crocs at the moment. Sad state of affairs, it really is, and at the wrong time of the season, just when we needed and when we were looking decent and getting some stability in our squad and our team and our starting lineups, this all falls apart on us. And this is quite big. This is like Shaw out, Martinez out, Rasmus out. We're looking at key first team players here now that are dropping out of Manchester United's squad. Luckily, Rasmus isn't as bad as the likes of Martinez and Luke Shaw, and we have got some, there is possibly some salvation there for Rasmus Hojlund and Manchester United's season, in fact, because I look at it and I go, who the hell is going to score the goals? Oh, I don't know. The Honest Tiger says, sack the entire fitness department right now. They are useless. UK Strains, we're seeing the results of bad management at United now with all of these injuries. It does fall down into player management. It really does. Every individual player has his own program, and he needs to be programmed right. Not one player is the same. We talked about this. Players that have had niggles before, they get through games and they're fine. Fitness is fine. Why are we busting a gut? Why are we working them so hard in training that we're getting injury after injury after injury? And all of our injuries seem to come for, like, just out of the blue, nothing moments in training. Like, it's just, you've just got to question everything that goes on, don't you? At Carrington, you do. There's no other way of looking at it, but the management, like the chat says, you have to question how things are being run at Manchester United if we are getting constant injuries. And again, it comes into everything in the running of Carrington. Like, the leaks is one, the unrest, the favouritism players, people falling out in the squad, the injuries. Oh my God, it's like you end up giving up, don't you? Giving up hope. Because as soon as you get that little bit of light at the end of the tunnel, it looks like things are turning around for United. Palhinha's missing this weekend for Fulham, their best player. United at home looking to make it 5 in a row, and then Rasmus gets injured. And then Johnny Evans as well, he gets injured. And we're just at another starting lineup yet again. Honestly, it couldn't have come at a worse time, especially on the eve of Manchester City next weekend as well. It really is bad news for United, and I just absolutely gutted, because I was seeing so much positivity, and this has set us back big time. It really has. We have no luck. Adam says, Rodder, we need 2 strikers in the summer. Looking at this, yeah, we're desperate, aren't we? We play 1 game a week. Why are these players fatigued? It doesn't make sense to me. It's the management of them in training. Alistair's back in the chat. Hello, Alistair. Hope you're doing well, mate. Manchester United should have the best of the best medical and support people available. We don't. We quite clearly don't, is the answer to that one. And we have only been playing 1 game a week. Again, another one. Is Martial around, says Barry? No, unfortunately, he is not. Injured, I suppose. Yep, always injured, mate. He's not back until, well, I think his season is done, to be honest. Eric Ten Hag and the coaches are mainly to blame. Medical may be under pressure from the manager and the coaches to say they are fit. No doubt about it. The training is to blame. Training is definitely a big issue in all of this. It's a huge issue because, like I said, like, even in between this amount of games now, like, you'd think that players would go through a training session where you would just be doing positional stuff. You would be doing tactics, nothing really intense. No real fitness is needed at this stage of the season, just your maintenance. It's easy to stay fit. Like, you should not be busting a gut to a point where you're straining muscles. It's out of order. It's not out of order, but it's just completely wrong. You should be able to manage your squad at this time of the season. And do you know what? I think part of it is down to Ten Hag and probably down to the coaching staff to try and get people back and get them back quicker than what they really should be. It isn't just the maintenance of a player. It's the way that the staff pay attention to the players. It's the way that they look after them. They could be telling the medical staff that they're all right. They want to play for United. If you're in form, you want to be playing football, don't you? That medical team, that coaching staff, and everyone at Carrington that goes through the week-to-week and the daily, day-to-day stuff there, they need to be the ones that are making the decisions and stopping players doing too much. Like I said, micromanage each player's training, his dietary needs, everything. Everyone is different. Not every player can do exactly the same as the one next to him. So you've got to blame the whole organisation, not just Ten Hag and the medical staff, everyone together. There needs to be someone in charge of all of that. And there it is. That's the structure. That's the director of football. That's the whole CEO and what is it now? The development side of things, director-wise. That's what Manchester United are lacking right now. And I feel like until we get Ineos in properly and we get the best of the best, like Sir Jim says, we're always going to be chasing. And we're always going to have players unavailable because of injury. It's just inevitable. It's what is happening. This is a joke. I would put in the youngsters and forget these first-team players, Adam. To be honest, you look at it, it's Rasmus Hojlund's 21, Henry. He's not exactly an old fuddy-duddy, is he? He is a first-team player, yes, but he's a young lad and he's getting injured. It happens to anyone. And I think when you're younger as well, when muscles are still growing and you're still filling out and developing, I think you're probably even at more risk and you need to be looked after even more. Even more so than the older players, I feel. So, yeah, I look at it and I just go, look, there is a blame and it's probably a group thing. It's a number of people all together trying to force the issue too much and the emphasis on getting the results. And now it's going to backfire on us. And we're going to be without key players. Martinez was rushed back too soon. I think Luke Shaw was rushed back too soon. We've been pushing other players too hard in training. For two more players to drop out this week in training when we've had no game is criminal. It's unforgivable. And I think Manchester United now, I feel like we are going to have to see some characters. We are going to need to see some big characters come out right now. I'm calling out Marcus Rashford. I'm calling out Anthony. Whoever comes in for these players, you need to deliver. If you do not deliver, then you do not belong at this football club. If they go out on that pitch and let us down, there's no excuse for us, even with the injuries we've got, to lose or not win this game against Fulham tomorrow. We have to win. And these players have to deliver in the absence of some key first-team players. If they don't, then that is just telling you exactly everything you need to know. And that is that they do not belong at this football club and it's time to move them on. It's as simple as that. It is a squad game and everyone needs to be available and ready to go. Yes, some players haven't had as much game time, but I'm looking now at other players stepping up, like Marcus Rashford, like Bruno Fernandes, like Antony. These type of players, the senior players, they're the ones that need to come in now and take the bull by the horns and say, we just carry on playing the way we've been playing. Which it's no good. All we see all the time is excuses because he's not there. People were blaming Rashford's form because he wasn't having that link up with Luke Shaw because Luke Shaw was out. Shut up blaming other players for your poor form and making an excuse for your favourite players. There is no excuses. You're playing for United. You're on absolute fortunes. Put that shirt on. Go out there and say it doesn't matter. You heard what Jurgen Klopp was saying the other day. It's like they go out against Luton. They're missing all sorts of key players. And he keeps bringing up the Barcelona game. They had massive players missing in that one. We just play the way that we play. Forget about who's missing. We play the game. That's it. Manchester United have got No excuses at all. This team, I fully expect United to still go out and beat Fulham tomorrow. And I will be absolutely fuming if we do not beat Fulham tomorrow. It will just, I think, hit everything harder than anything that we've had so far this season. A loss or even a draw against Fulham derails the whole charge, because we've got City away, and hand on heart, you have to say we're probably not going to win that. And then we're dropping 2 points, two games in a row we're dropping points, and it is not looking pretty for United. The mountain just starts getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and all of that good work, all of them games, you can't just say because Martinez was there, because Hojlund was there. You can't just think like that. You have to think that you are part of this squad, and you have to think that you have to go out there, even with them players missing, and still perform exactly the same way and get the job bleeding done. That's what you need to do. Go out there and show what you're worth and prove to everyone, all the doubters, including me, that you do belong in that United shirt. I've just not seen it in them, and I'm looking to be surprised tomorrow by these players. That's what I want. That's what I want. Back into the chat we go. Let's see what else is going on in here. I knew Rasmus would get injured. That was from MT. London says, anyway, I can ignore one person. I don't know who the person is. Stay nice and amicable in the chat, please, everybody. No need to slag everyone off. Everyone has got opinions, and when the chips are down, them opinions come out a little bit more. It is raw, and it's disappointing, I feel. Tony says, why wasn't this happening last season as Ten Hag was still manager? What's changed? I don't know what's changed. Honestly, something's going on at Carrington. It really is. Like this season, things at Carrington have just gone completely... They've just gone south, haven't they? In every single department. Someone needs attention in many ways. We seriously need to drop Anthony if we want top 4. Anthony isn't even playing according to reports. We might be seeing Amari Forson. Shaw needs to go, Adam. Evening, Adam, Kaz and all, says Pete. Hello, Pete. Where are we at now? What else have we got in there? Michael Vine says, magic sponge and a bucket of cold water worked on many injuries years ago. Charlie Max in with the super chat. Thanks for that, Charlie. Charlie says, pull up Spurs last 6 games and tell me with a straight face we're not getting top 4. Pull up Spurs last 6 games and tell me with a straight face we ain't getting 4th. Have they got an easy run in? I don't know. I don't want to look at anyone else. I think if United concentrate on themselves, I think we'll take care of business. I think we'll get in the Champions League. It's made more difficult by the amount of injuries, but I still believe that even with everyone else's running, I think Spurs will slip up anyway. It's like at home to Wolves. You expect them to win that, don't you? And they didn't. So I don't think it matters what teams you've got these days. It really doesn't. Apart from the obvious, like City away, then you're struggling. Or going to Anfield, then you can pretty much nail on that it's not going to happen. Paul Greaves is a new member. Welcome on board, Paul. Gifted by the General Food Air. Make sure you keep giving the video a like, everybody. Thank you for all being here. We're talking injuries. We're talking United and the disappointment of our season possibly being curtailed by too many crocs in the squad. Daz Salford has just gifted 5 memberships. Absolutely amazing, Daz. Thank you. They've been taken by Blonde, Profit Kitchens and Bathrooms, Pete, Rosevere, Nick S, and Insider United. Welcome to the members club, my man. He was the guy that actually told me that Johnny Evans is out injured. God, man. I mean, we've been talking about this team for weekend. I mean, seriously, right now, it could be anything. I mean, what we're looking at. Maguire was brought off in that game. I don't know how he is. I suspect his fitness is all okay. I would be going Maguire and Varane. God knows who's going to play at left back. It's nightmares all over the place, isn't it? I mean, if Maguire wasn't quite ready, then you'd be looking at a possibility of it being only Lindelof and Varane available and absolutely no one else to play at left back, would not be surprised if Amrabat plays at left back tomorrow. Charlie Max, another super chat. Thanks, buddy. Newcastle, Arsenal, Liverpool, City, one after the other. That's what Tottenham's running is. Wow, it's the opposite to what I was thinking. I thought you were bluffing there, mate, and actually trying to a false sense of security, mate. But wow, if that is the running, then it's definitely on, then, isn't it? You have to say it's on. Please keep liking the video, guys, as well. Make sure you do subscribe if you tune in for the first time. Thank you. Team's unbalanced enough, but with these injuries, I really worry going forward. Maybe we're just going to fall on it. Graham says Camberwell. That's a good shout there. We could actually see Camberwell come straight back in to the team now. Who'd have thought he'd have been getting these opportunities? But it's happening, isn't it? It is happening, and he is going to be, I think, given more opportunities as this season goes on. The way it's going, I mean, if he takes his chance, then he could well be the next Kobbie Mainoo. He could well be that player that comes through now out of nowhere. Opportunities arise in injuries as well. It is a negative, and it is hard to not talk the negative when you get this many injuries, but you just don't know what happens. You could see someone break through from the youth team. You could see one of the fringe players actually take the bull by the horns, like I said, and just find a place in this team and cement it down. That's what we're looking at. I'm literally clutching at straws here, as you can tell, but like trying to keep the positive. We are still winning games, and we will have enough to beat Fulham tomorrow. No matter who starts that game tomorrow, we should be looking at that and going 3 points. Let's just get it done, and then we'll deal with the aftermath of all the injuries and everything else and all the upset and bad news coming out. We'll deal with that all later. That's what we need to be looking at, and that's what we need to be thinking when it comes to that game tomorrow. Get your teams in, guys. Who do you think it's actually going to be? Yahuza says Onana, Dello, Amrabat, Maguire, Varane, Casemiro, Bruno, Mainoo, Rashford, Forson, Garnacho. It could be on the money. It really could be on the money, that, Yahuza. I can definitely see Amrabat being utilised because he has played at left-back this season already. I can see that happening. We won't have, barring Dalot, not much pace in that back line, will we? Is that a concern for anyone? It really won't be. I think that team now is pretty much what it is going to be. With all the news coming out from what Laurie Whitwell was saying in The Athletic about Forson, I can totally see him being the player that comes in for Hojlund and plays out on the right-hand side, moving Rashford into the middle and Garnacho out on the left. It's another opportunity for another youngster. Is this the moment for Forson? You don't know. We could well be. We could be celebrating a goal from another academy player tomorrow. What a season it's been for young players. You've got to take the opportunity when it comes, and most of them have, and hopefully Forson takes his chance tomorrow. If he is in the starting lineup, Old Trafford will be right behind him, and we'll be sucking that ball into the net for him, put it that way. Ken Agoa, welcome to the members club, my friend. 7th new member of the stream. Thank you very much, guys. That was donated by legendary London 1965-7. I always struggle with that one when it comes to the end of that, but yeah, cheers for tuning in, guys. I know Friday night is not the most popular night, but we are looking into and looking ahead to a Saturday game for a change for United, a 3 o'clock one as well. So yeah, the content tomorrow, guys, just to keep you posted. We will be live a few hours before, around about 12 o'clock usual time, live outside, matchday vibes. So if you're about and you want to come and say hello and get on a live stream, then jump across. You know where we are, outside Old Trafford on the front, in front of the East Stand. Another super chat from Charlie. He's on a roll tonight. Charlie, thank you so much, my man. It will be Bruno on the right and McTominay at number 10. There's another shout from Charlie. It's happened before. It has happened before. We've had it where Bruno has played out wide. McTominay at 10. Oh, God. Honestly, nothing against Scott. Well, he belongs on the bench and coming on having an impact. I said it all along. But unfortunately for us, I'm not saying that in any sort of bad slant on Scott. It's just happened when we've just got no one available. Less games and more injuries. Who'd have thought that, eh? Last season when we were breaking all records, what was it, 63 games last season we played? We're getting nowhere near that this season, out of nearly every competition bar in the FA Cup and the Prem, and we're getting injury after injury after injury. It's freaking mental, man, isn't it? It really... Excuse me. Here comes the curry. Going to have Bruno Garnacho and Ford, Adam. Is that Forsen? Typo? Did it automatically correct you there, Rajat? I think it did. I forgot it's Friday. I'll make a cup of tea and watch a movie after this. Guess I think we're going to do exactly the same. A nice brewski and some... How crap is the TV at the moment, guys? Though there's absolutely jack shit on, isn't there? It's like football is a saviour right now. It really is. Another great stream. Cheers, Adam. Thanks for that, Blondie. We should still win tomorrow, regardless of who we pick. No, we're winning tomorrow, mate. Honestly, Stu. United are taking the 3 points tomorrow. I don't care. The reason I'm so gutted about Rasmus Hojlund is the City game. So I can't get it out of my head. But even more so now, Nottingham Forest. Because you remember when the last game Rasmus Hojlund missed was the last game that we lost. And it was at the City ground to Nottingham Forest. They have got players back now. They're even stronger and in better form than they was when we went and played them in the league. So I'm worried for that this positive run, we will get the win tomorrow and make it 5 wins in a row in the Premier League, our best run of the season. And then I'm just scared that it'll all just be off the cliff, everyone in meltdown mode after we've been beaten by Forest and City. We can beat Forest, I know we can. I just fear with Rasmus out that we've got nothing going forward against City and the defence cannot hold out. They won't be able to hold out. We can't hold out against lesser teams, so City will just be picking us off for fun. They'll have to have an absolute stinker and we'll have to actually play out of our skins. Every single player on that pitch will have to be on it. Ian Rudd, welcome to the Members Club. Gifted by the Honest Tiger. Legend. Yeah, I just feel the team picks itself. You could see some surprises tomorrow, I think, in that selection, in that lineup. You really could. I think we're going to be looking at having no midfielders on the bench because they're all being used in positions they shouldn't be played in. Forward-wise, we're going to have, Anthony and Ahmad, possibly, to come on and change the game. Have they got enough to change the game? Defensively, I'm really, really worried now. I am absolutely petrified with that defence. It's not that I'm not trusting the players that are coming in. It's the unit as a 4. Like, when you don't play together week in, week out, it's virtually impossible to find that quickly in a game. And if Fulham got anything about them, they'll be running at United from the off, going hell for leather, trying to get that first goal, because that will unsettle United. If they go easy on United, then United will find their feet, and I think we will win the game. I still think we'll win the game comfortably. And by comfortable, I mean by maybe 2-0, something like that. I just don't think Fulham have got that threat in them. With Paulinho missing and that organisation, that is a massive, massive miss. It's what gives me confidence. Like, yeah, we've got Rasmus out. We're missing Johnny Evans as well now. Shaw, Martinez, big first team experienced players. But Paulinho for Fulham is absolutely humongous. So, no, that's where my worry is. I feel like it is all in that Forest and City game next week. I think that's where Manchester United are going to struggle. I think it will not going to be all tight tomorrow. It won't be a walk in the park, but I feel like we've got enough just to get over the line tomorrow, and I think we will bag a couple of goals. And like I said at the start, this is the perfect opportunity for Marcus Rashford to shut me up, shut a lot of United fans up, and just go, bang, there you go. Chips are down. I'm stepping up. Most senior player at the football club. I'm going to show everyone that Manchester United can carry on without certain players. Just take it. Take the game by the scruff of the neck and attack it. Actually show me something that I've not seen all season, Marcus. Because we need you tomorrow. This team needs you tomorrow. I can't believe I'm saying it and I'm relying on Marcus Rashford again, but this is what's happened and this is where we're at right now. I still want him gone in the summer. Henry says, Adam, I don't know about you, but these 3 p.m. kickoffs are not on any channels. Whose daft idea is this? What is your opinion, Adam? It's the blackout 3 o'clock, mate. It is. There's bigger games on this weekend than United Fulham. It is the Carabao Cup final as well on Sunday. But yeah, United don't get many 3 o'clock kickoffs. I can't remember the last 3 o'clock kickoff away from home. I think everyone's televising Man United games away from home now. Like the home games, you may get the odd 3 o'clock kickoff here and there. I think Bournemouth was a 3 o'clock kickoff. We can't afford to let up in this chase for top 4. We just need to go out and do the business tomorrow, and then we can think about Forest next. It's like Ten Hag has said, it's game by game. You can't think too far ahead. We can worry about what's happening ahead, but still, you can't go too far. And to other news I wanted to talk about tonight. Raphael Varane is now a target. This is coming from Ben Jacobs. Target for Al Ittihad. Raphael Varane is a top target for Saudi transfer for Saudis this summer. Al Ittihad and El Nassr are both working on offers for Varane, with Al Ittihad's interest the most advanced. That is, it's not so much a concern, but again, it comes about with more news, again, coming from the Times, Casemiro, and a few other sources. Casemiro and Varane, the noises keep coming out about Saudi Arabia and their move over there in the summer. It's too much. I'm all for clear-outs, but I'm all for actually being able to have replacements in place. Like, I mean, Casemiro and Varane have been bright sparks over the last 2 seasons. I don't think people realise, like, how big a miss they will be if they leave the football club. You're losing senior figures from within a fragile squad. That can be detriment to Manchester United moving forward. Yeah, we've got time and a transfer window and new owners and structure coming in, and we can bring other players in. Yes, I know, I understand that. I know that if one comes out, one can come in, but still, are you going to be able to get the experience of Casemiro and Raphael Varane in this next transfer window? No, I guarantee you won't. I guarantee you won't. That is a big worry for me, Casemiro and Varane. I mean, Casemiro, we talked about this the other day. That will be a big, big miss and a big replacement. But both on the same window, and do you know what? You wouldn't put it past him. I don't think Ineos would stand in the way of Casemiro if he requested to go. I don't. That for me is because of the wages and the whole structure and everything. It means that Manchester United have got some serious work to do in the summer. Serious work to do. And it's going to be insanely difficult for us to replace all of these players. But not both of them at the same time, surely. And all of this, all of the unrest, uncertainty, and United not possibly making Champions League also brings up the topic of the managerial situation. And another one, Julian Nagelsmann is very interested in becoming Manchester United's next manager. He has dreamt about being Manchester United's manager apparently from last season. Very interesting. Cannot see it, and he's a bit of a hothead. A little bit of a hothead. Well, let's not kid ourselves. And yeah, the likes of Nagelsmann, Tuchel, all of these players, even Mourinho, if things go wrong for Erik Ten Hag, they're all going to be hot conversation come the summer. It's I don't want it. I really don't want it. I want Ten Hag to succeed. I do. I think he is the man to take us forward under Ineos right now, in the foreseeable anyway. And none of the other managers really excite me at all. I think I'm not convinced by any of them doing any better than what Ten Hag is doing right now, is what I'm saying. Inside of United, they are massive for us, not just on the pitch. Exactly that. Helgi says, Luke Shaw's Man United injury record examined. Over 200 games missed amid left-back crisis. Sell him. That one was up yesterday, that stat. I think a few people were talking about that. Make sure you give the video a like, guys, and do subscribe to the channel. Also, download our SofaScore app. It is free to download, the best football app out there, guys. You're going to need it tomorrow if you're looking for score updates for the Fulham game. Injury news, team news, score updates, yellow cards, red cards, injuries, dare I say it. All in-game action right there to your phone instantly. Plus all of the news outside of the football pitch as well. Transfers and other appointments going on. General news across all sports on the app. Make sure you download it. Scan the QR code in the bottom right hand corner or drop into the description below. The top link there is SofaScore. It's free, guys. Get on it. It is mint. And in Mancunian that means very good. Very good, very nice. Moving on. But yeah. Evening, Adam. Just got here. Canshinrus. Hope I said that right. Evening to you too, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Hope everyone's Friday is going swillingly, should I say. But yeah, we're looking ahead to Fulham. Feels like I've not been to Old Trafford for absolutely ages. I think, what was the last game? It was at West Ham. Yeah, it wasn't too long ago, was it? But yeah, only the third game Old Trafford are in 2024 this. I remember talking about this when we was doing a video on how many points United would take from February. And there was an option for 15 out of the 5 games, and everyone was like, whatever, right, this was off the back of the Spurs draw and not looking good against Newport and getting a bit lucky. And all of a sudden, we're on the eve of getting 15 from 15. And I think Erik ten Hag would have taken Manager of the Month, but for Arteta's 100% record also. So, is anyone going to slip up? I don't know. I just got a feeling United will get the win tomorrow, make it 5. And then God knows what happens next week. It is absolute... It's carnage, isn't it? There's all sorts going on next week. I mean, you want to concentrate on the derby and the big build-up to that, but you can't because you've got the FA Cup on Wednesday night. The only good thing is that City will be playing as well this week. So, double game week for both teams. So, it's not like we're hindered at all by having one more game. City are playing game after game after game after game because they're in every competition near enough. But United, I feel, it's a big opportunity to prove to people that we're not just a flash in the pan. I think this is the key in all of this. I think that's where United need to be looking like. Go out there and just wear that shirt with pride. Show what you're made of. Prove to me, prove to other United fans, prove to the world that you're not this mid-table average squad. Actually show us that you belong at the football club. These are the games when we judge these players the most. These are the games when we look to the Marcus Rashfords. We look to the big signings like Anthony to actually stand up and go, that's why you're at the football club. The chips are down, and when things go a bit sticky tomorrow, which they will, and Fulham will put us under a spell of pressure, we'll want to see characters. You're not going to have that battling workhorse Rasmus Hojlund smashing into centre-backs, holding the ball up, bringing other players into play, getting the crowd going. You're going to have a limp mode Marcus Rashford going off how he's played. And this is what I mean by saying this now. Like, go and be that player that puts your body on the line, Marcus. Go and show the fans. Go and get them excited by actually making a tackle. None of this petulant hands in the air, giving it the birdie song with a little bit of this and a little bit of that. None of that garbage, mate. Actually go out there and show us that you really do belong at this football club. Even though I still want you gone in the summer. But show us at this moment that you can do it. I just don't know where the battling's coming from or where the inspiration's coming from. And this is why I said you need them first team players. You need the Brunos, the Rashfords, the Casemiros. They all have to play exceptional tomorrow for me to get this result. I think they can do as well. Canna Dave says with a super chat, congrats on the channel, Adam. Thank you, mate. Hopefully you've subscribed. And make sure you do share the video as well, guys. Sharing is caring. It gets more people involved. And we can build this community because there is some good things coming up. Again, like I said, I'll have more news next week regarding the new project that's coming up for match days. A new watch-along format, which I think you guys will all enjoy, which I want you involved in. Usual, same old content building up. It's going to be mental next week, obviously. 2-game week again and everything going on. So yeah, make sure you stay tuned, subscribed, notification button pressed, and raring to go, because it's going to be a big one. I will see you all tomorrow, guys. That's it for tonight. Have a great rest of your Friday evening. Crack open a couple of beers or get the kettle on. Go and put your feet up, relax. Try not to think about the injury news. And we'll be with you tomorrow, 12 o'clock, live outside, Matchday Vibes. Straight after the game, all of your Matchday vlogs will be going on. Mine, Andy's, few other people's. You'll see Graham there as well. And after that, we'll be coming home. And then me and Jay in late night breakdown show, we'll be talking about everything that's happened at Old Trafford through the day. So stay tuned. Make sure you've got notifications on so you know when everything's coming. That's the be all and end all. That's the one. Make sure that you're on for YouTube and the notifications for this channel, and you'll know when the content is coming. Adam, I don't like Rashford. He is a bad attitude, so don't rely on him. He's all I've got, mate, right now, because there's no one else. But that's it, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Big day tomorrow for the Reds. Can we do it? Hopefully we can get them 3 points and then just look ahead to the FA Cup against Forest. Let's try and put the injuries behind us, shall we? But that is it for tonight. Great week, guys. Thank you so much. Start the weekend tomorrow. I'll see you then. Make sure you like, share and subscribe to Forever United TV.